Hey everyone, welcome back. And I know this is the first time I'm on camera. I know most of you have heard my voice until now, so now you guys can see me. So this is just my new way of trying to communicate with you guys in a better way. So this video starts the beginning of something new, something that's I've been wanting to do for quite some time. That is, I'm going to prototype an airplane. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my build design which I did on Adobe Illustrator, and I'm going to test it. So basically I'm going to draw it on a Coro sheet and see if everything fits. So if it fits, then I'll see if it flies. So if it flies, and I'll test all the flying characteristics like stall, airspeed, and also the trimming and everything. So if I'm satisfied with that, then I'll finalize the design and I'll make it into plans. And I'll release the plans and I'll make a detailed video on how to assemble and connect everything, so that you guys can make it as well. So rather than make this prototype series into a single big bulky video, I thought why not make it into a series of parts, so that you guys can see my videos regularly, and I can prototype as well. So the airplane is a Burt Rutan LongEZ, so it's a pusher type airplane. So that's what we're going to build first. So first I have the plans printed out in A4 sheets. So we're going to prep these plans and we're going to cut them, stick them together, and then paste them on Coro sheet, and we're going to start. Hope you guys enjoy it. So first I'm going to prep the plans. Since I tiled it in A4 sheets, I have a lot of joining to do. So then I'll cut each piece and stick them on Coro sheet and draw all the outlines and inlines of the parts, after which I'll cut all the parts. Here I'm using 3mm thick Coro sheet for this airplane. But before we start the build, I just want to say a special thanks to all my subscribers for helping me reach the 100 subscriber mark. I'm really happy to reach this small milestone, and if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe. So in this part, I'm going to test build the wing, as this airplane is predominantly wing. It's one of the more easier and crucial parts of the airplane. The build material I'm using is 3mm thick Coro sheet. So if you don't know how to build with Coro sheet, check out my video I made where I compare Coro sheet and foam board. It's not the best video, the presentation kind of sucks, but it's got a lot of info. I'll also be making another video where I specifically show you how to build an airplane with Coro sheet, so stay tuned for that. So let's get back to the build. So here I am score cutting, which basically means I only cut 80% of the material. So there still will be one layer of the cut still intact. This cut to the center of the two wing halves is one of the most important cuts for the wing, because if you mess this up, you're gonna have huge issues aligning the top and bottom of the wing, and the trailing edge won't connect. So I'm gonna go as slow and careful as I can. So the next bunch of lines that I'm cutting helps bend the upper surface of the aerofoil and form the shape of the wing. If I were using foam board, I would use a completely different method where I would peel the paper off at one side and bend it. But with Coro sheet, that method isn't doable, so I'm just going to do it the old way. After score cutting all those lines, I'm bending the wing outwards, and I am cutting the leading edge of the wing at a 45-degree angle, referred to as a bevel cut. This type of cut helps the wing bend inwards easily and also helps sharpen the leading edge of the wing. Doing this cut is hard, nevertheless doing it on camera in this frame was even harder. So yeah, I had to go with the traditional shot. You have to do it to both sides to get the desired result, and it's also called the double bevel. As you can see, once I bevel cut the leading edges, it's very easy to bend the wing inwards. So the next phase will be test fitting the spars. Now, the original spar that I drew ended up being a bit too tall for the wing, and the trailing edge wouldn't connect. And plus, I forgot to induce some slope into the spar, as you always want the tip of the wing to be smaller in thickness when compared to the root. This just helps reduce the drag, which in turn increases the airspeed and overall efficiency and leads to more flight time. Since this spar was useless, I just played around with the measurements and kept testing. And I finally got a perfect measurement. So I cut the new vertical members and I just wrote down the measurements. So after a series of changes to parts, I'll just use the measurements from the book and modify the plans on the computer accordingly. The rest is just me making the spar. I'm cutting the control surfaces. This is a plane which uses both aileron and elevator on a single control surface known as elevon. I'm actually going to be using the top control surface material, so I'm cutting out the control surface on the bottom. You can keep the bottom surface and still work the elevon, but I just think it's unnecessary weight. So on the control surface, I'm going to do a single 45-degree bevel cut just like before, so the control surface will have full range of motion. Then I glued on the spar. And it was pretty strong, and the airfoil turned out just as I had imagined. I'm also adding a smaller spar just to give a shape to the wingtip. Before we glue everything, I'm going to install the servos and LEDs. The LEDs just make the airplane look so scale. So if you want to know how I made the nav light system and make one yourself, then click the card on the top right of your screen to watch the full tutorial. Otherwise, it will be linked in the description below. Now to test all the systems. And all systems work perfectly. The servos, the LEDs, they just look amazing, and it's just so satisfying to see everything come to reality. Yeah, so this is the end of the first part, but the beginning of many parts to come. So before I end this video, I just want to know your honest opinion of this style of videos. Would you guys like to see me more of a person and talk face to face, or do you guys like the voiceover type of videos? And also, do you guys like it when I take a build video and make it into time-lapse and just add background music, or a time-lapsed voiceover where I explain what, how and why I did what I did on camera? So let me know in the comments below. And also next week we'll be starting with the fuselage, so stay tuned for that. And also follow me on Instagram and Facebook at JessSchoolOfficial. So I'll be uploading a lot of things that doesn't make it to YouTube. Links are also in the description. And if you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.